Hello Bitzbox, this is Craig from Bitzbox.co.uk here with another video. So in this one it's going to be an unboxing slash size comparison video for the Carmine Dragon from Forgeworld. So this is one of my favourite Forgeworld miniatures, and I recently purchased another one. I've had it for a while, but I've recently decided to build and paint it. And it's been a while since I've done a size comparison video, and they seemed quite popular before, so I'm going to start doing some more of them. So I thought, why not start with this miniature? And it might be one that not many of you have seen in the flesh, so it could be worth doing a video for. And yeah, it's just a gorgeous miniature. So, before we begin, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of our patrons who help support us on this channel. You can head over to our Patreon. We put out a lot of videos early now, and we're trying to get ahead with the videos, so a lot of them will go out early on Patreon. You can watch them for as little as $1, usually about a week before they end up on YouTube. If you've got gone higher pledges, and the $5 pledge gives you free shipping on every order on our website. And if you go higher than that, the $20 and $35 pledges give you random bags of bits every month, which is really cool. So yeah, let's get straight into looking at this Carmine Dragon. Okay, so this is the bag that this miniature came in. So, I mean, I ordered this probably well over a year ago now. But this is how it came when I ordered it. I mean, obviously the miniature's probably a few years old now. Certainly was around before Age of Sigmar. It even says Warhammer Fantasy Empire Magistrix Elspeth Von Draken. But I'm glad they still sell it because it's just one of my favourite dragon miniatures. And I've already had one in the past. I used to be able to buy it without Elspeth on top. And I converted it up for my Eldar Exodites. But yeah, you can see there's quite a lot in the bag, and we're going to have a look inside before we later move on to our size comparison. So in the bubble wrap we have our main piece. So you can see you've got the dragon sort of body on the sort of tree stump there, or probably more than stump, but got dragon egg underneath. You can see it's very shiny. Obviously that's the mould release, and after I film this little bit, this miniature is going to go for a nice soapy bath. If you're new to resin miniatures, yeah, you need to sort of wash them off in like hot soapy water. Give them a good scrub with an old toothbrush, get all that mould release off. Otherwise, when you prime them and paint them, the paint won't stick very well. And you can see what's shiny, you can feel how slippery that is. And you'll have a hard time gluing them together as well. Did come with a round base though. Obviously since Age of Sigmar came out, they've replaced the square bases with round. We've got the wings. See a good size to the wings there. So you can see they're sort of like almost my hand span. Well, I don't have the biggest hands, but still very, very large. And just lovely detail on them, as you'd expect with all Forgeworld miniatures. And they do feel quite flimsy though. But I'm not going to try and bend them, but I could easily break that. So just be mindful of that. There's another small little bag inside with all the other pieces. So let's tip them out. The head, or the top half of the head. Just look at the detail on that, it's just beautiful. None of the teeth have broken, which is nice. That one's slightly not pointing at the end. I don't know if that's deliberate though. The top sort of front bit of his body, so that'll go on there. And again, if you're not familiar with Forgeworld, a lot of them just come on these sort of pieces that they're just casted on. Can be handy for painting, I find. You know, if I was going to paint it in, I'll put it together before I paint it, because obviously size comparison will be a bit difficult otherwise, but if you're doing them separately, then they're great little handles to paint on. So I assume this would be the neck. I can't remember, neck or tail, either way. And we'll look at the instructions in a bit. Put it over there. Elspeth herself, minus an arm and a head. These long flowing robes. Great detail on the legs there. That's just an absolutely beautiful miniature. We've got some feet for the dragon, well, or the claws for the arms I should say. The back of her chair, and again just loads of detail. Loads of detail. That's what I love about Forgeworld miniatures. Bottom half of the mouth, so it's gonna go like that. And you can see even now how big it is. I've got like a Stormcast miniature here. Like sort of compare that to the head, you know, quite sizable. And sort of next to the miniature. Obviously we'll see more size comparisons very soon. And we have some other little pieces, so some little shields, some little spikes. This is her head. Very cool. A little tiny cherub thing holding a book. That's awesome. That'd be a very cool thing to use in Blanjitsu. Not cheap to obtain, and we certainly wouldn't sell bits to this, but that's awesome. I really like that. And then her weapon is this nice scythe. You can see there's bits of resin just on there. Sometimes you get odd little stringy bits that you can just file or cut off. But very cool. That's not too sort of bent either. If you do get pieces that are a little bit bent, because you can do sometimes with Forgeworld stuff, just stick them in some hot water and then you can bend them. And then in the box bag even, they always give you this little guide to building resin kits as well. So things that I've said about warped parts, look, and mould lines and stuff. It's all in there. And one thing Forgeworld aren't great on, I think they're better now, but back in the day one thing they weren't too great on was their instructions. So they give you like the bits list there. So yeah, number 10 is the tail, so there's the tail, that big bit. And then they basically just show you like most of it assembled. It's pretty straightforward to put together though. Very straightforward. There is not a great deal to this at all. I can't really get it one shot, but yeah. So yeah, that's the Elspeth Von Draken on Carmine Dragon. So she's gonna go for a nice hot bath, get cleaned up, get her built, and then we'll compare her to some other miniatures just to see how large this miniature is. Okay, so here is the Carmine Dragon, all built. I've got a couple of gaps I still need to fill, but as I've got time to film this comparison now, I thought I'll do it now. So yeah, there was a few little gaps. Had to put green stuff in, you can see in various places, but not terrible. Hopefully it won't look too bad once there's paint on him. And then I've kept Elspeth separate. She's still on the little resin piece, make her easier to paint. I've just glued her head and her arm on, and you see she's, with her sort of flowing robes, she's quite large as well. So to give you a scale, some idea of scale, I'm going to take in a few miniatures. Start with a little Skaven clan rat there. As you can see, very tiny compared to this miniature. We get Stormcast again. Looks very small, and comparing to Elspeth as well. I know she's sitting down, but you know, if she was standing upright, she'd probably be at the same height as a Stormcast. Got a Witch Elf as well, and nudge the camera slightly. Yeah, very small. I'm comparing the Witch Elf to Elspeth. Bring them in a bit. So she's probably similar size. I mean, they're fairly tall as well. You can see next to a Stormcast, they're about the same height. Witch Elf's probably even taller than Stormcast if they were standing up perfectly straight, which is quite something. But anyway, this size comparison is all about the Carmine Dragon. I'm going to take Elspeth off to one side. I'm going to start with an Imperial Knight. This guy's not glued to his base, or he was, but he is no longer. As you can see, comparing them side by side, height-wise, move over slightly. Carmine Dragon, you know, really tall, so taller than a knight with his wings and the back of the throne. Really cool. Probably shorter than some of the Forgeworld ones, they're a bit higher. I do have one, but I'm going to leave him in his display case. It's very delicate. But yeah, just to give you a sheer scale of this thing. That's what it looks like next to an Imperial Knight. Let's bring in another dragon. So this is the Sorceress on Dragon. From the Dark Elves. Cities of Sigma now, mind you. Sort of similar in height. The Carmine Dragon itself is obviously a larger miniature, better detailed, certainly. It's a very old miniature now. But they're similar in stature. This one's slightly thinner, and as I said, a lot less detail. Certainly, hopefully, a far inferior paint job as well. Hopefully I can do a better paint job on the Carmine Dragon than I've done on that one. It's not the best paint job in the world. Bit hard to see, I suppose, but not much to it. Sort of black with these dark green highlights. I didn't do a great deal on the wings. It's a bit dusty now as well because this has been sitting in storage for a while. Doesn't really see much action, but then neither do any of my miniatures at the moment. Get another dragon into the fold. How about a Star Drake? So obviously a Star Drake is massive. The wings are huge in comparison. And the head's sort of roughly a similar size. Very close in size. The Carmine Dragon's jaw is open a lot wider. Its tongue's a lot longer. But the Star Drake is certainly more beefier. Has longer forearms as well. Or front legs, whatever you want to call them. Same with the back legs, definitely a lot beefier. A much longer, well I say a much longer tail. The Carmine's Dragon tail sort of wraps around this tree on its base, so it's probably fairly long. But yeah, the Star Drake's just awesome. Of course it's armoured as well, gives it extra bulk. Incredible dragon though. So I've never been a massive fan of the positioning of its wings, or the sort of pose overall. I quite like the Carmine Dragon's pose more. It looks like it's sort of landed where it is. I don't know if, like this hand here, I'm not a massive fan of. It seems to be pointing inwards slightly, like that. That's just how it went on though. I'm in half mind to take it off, reposition it, and then add some green stuff if I can really be bothered, but it doesn't look terrible. That's just how they went on. So next, a couple more miniatures to size comparison with. Maybe I'll get this knight out of the background. Come over here. Not put anyone off. We'll take the Great Unclean One. So I love the Great Unclean One. I'm hoping to eventually do a size comparison for all the Greater Demons. I just need to get the Keeper of Secrets. I don't have one yet. So yeah, a lot taller than the Great Unclean One, but obviously nowhere near as fat. Don't think there is a miniature which is as fat as this one. Absolutely love the miniature though. Obviously on a much larger base. Very cool. I really like that. So yeah, a lot taller than him. And I also have a Lord of Change. He's looking a bit dusty as well. I have to dust him down. Same size base as a Lord of Change. Obviously the Lord of Change has much larger wings, and his wings are huge. Not as big as Magnus the Red, mind you, but and probably similar size to the Star Drake wings. If we get the Star Drake wing, you can see they've both got quite large wings there. But yeah, again, the Lord of Change isn't as tall as the Carmine Dragon, but the Carmine Dragon is standing on his sort of tree, broken tree on the base. So I'd say he's probably a similar size to the Lord of Change if he was not on the base. Lord of Change again sort of has longer legs, front and back, or I suppose he's got arms. So, and of course Both have a fairly long neck. It'd be quite interesting to try and like maybe convert a dragon using the Lord of Change as a base somehow. But he is sort of standing quite upright, which you probably wouldn't get so much from a dragon. I know the Carmine Dragon is, but it's still sort of slightly hunched. And just how it sort of landed like that. It's really cool though. It's one of my favourite dragon miniatures. Well, I will say, if you know of any dragon miniatures what you think are far superior, then definitely let me know, because I just love dragons. So I definitely want to get quite a few dragons in my collection. This is actually the second Carmine Dragon I've bought, because I used the first one to convert up for my older Exodites. Really enjoyed the painting the miniature. But yeah, that's just a quick little unboxing and overview of how tall he is, how big he is. Elspeth will sit on there once she's painted. Looking really cool. So I'll probably do some painting videos for this guy, hopefully if they come out okay. I've got some ideas for a scheme. But yeah, really large miniature. I forgot how big it was, especially when you compare it to a Midas taller. Obviously nowhere near as bulkier, but really nice. So yeah, that's for Carmine Dragon. I want to do more of these size comparison videos. I haven't done any for a while, but they have been very popular in the past, so I'll try and do more and more. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to our channel. We're around coming up to the 10,000 subscriber mark as I film this. By the time you watch it, we may have gone over, I don't know. But there's going to be a big old giveaway for that, so look forward to that if it hasn't happened by the time you watch this. And I will see you all again in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.